Hello there. We're finally in full operating condition. I know I'm spoiling you with 2 streams in one day, but you know, I take care of my kids. We all have questions. What do you mean? So is the entire stream going to be the thumbnail? Is this the new format, or is my YouTube bugged? No, you're fine. Your YouTube isn't bugged. This is the format for these kind of videos when I talk about specifically a character. Hold on. My bad. But yeah, and this stream is about EoZ Goku, right? But if we ever do any more reaction stuff, that's what, obviously you'll see more on my screen. It's just like for this, I don't really need to like show my screen to prove, like, to really like talk about EoZ Goku. Would EoZ Goku beat GT? No. Hey, it's me, Goku. Multiverse collapses. That's not even a joke. That's not even an exaggeration. I seen Mountain Level and Fast and Light Bleach downplay. Nah, EoZ Goku isn't beating anyone from GT. Just kind of objectively, but... Are you allowed to ask questions about other things? 100% yeah. Definitely. Actually, let me... You could like, could you wank EoZ Goku over GT? You could wank EoZ Goku over... You could probably wank it over all the, like, the fodder Z fighters. And you could probably wank him over, like, General Rildo and stuff. But you probably can't get him above characters like Super 17. EoZ Goku is an OP monster? Yeah. EoZ Goku, like, so, like, okay, think of a character in Dragon Ball, EoZ Goku beats him. This includes Super, too, by the way. Like, this isn't even a joke. I'm not, like, playing it up for the meme here. Objectively. Not according to Koyama. Yeah, guess what? Koyama's statement clashes with Akira Toriyama's statement, so... Koyama can eat ass. Genuinely one of the most busted Dragon Ball characters. I know, like, okay. Not only is EoZ Goku the strongest in Dragon Ball, right? EoZ Goku's a crossverse demon, too. Like, End of Z Goku is before GT. Yeah, so no one in GT can really beat End of Z Goku objectively, but you could wank him over like General Rildo and like all the kind of weaker GT characters, but once you run into like Baby, it becomes pretty impossible to argue in favor for End of Z Goku. Due to Arale scaling has some... No, even without Arale, Goku has crazy hacks resistances, especially in Dragon Ball Super. Like, End of Z Goku... Like, okay, during the Aizen stream, I was talking a lot about, like, conceptual hacks abilities. End of Z Goku has something beyond that. Shit, that's right, I forgot! End of Z Goku gets massively amped thanks to Dragon Ball Super. Holy... No, you could definitely argue End of Z Goku over over GT now. Like, genuinely, End of Z Goku might be all of that. How would you have End of Z Goku above GT? With Dragon Ball Super, like, GT Goku... beats Super Goku, right? But you can make a pretty good argument for End of Z Goku with Super scaling being above GT. Why didn't Goku use UI when he fought Baby? Is he stupid? I don't know, maybe he forgot. I might need to change the title. End of Z Goku is the strongest character in Dragon Ball, objectively. Let me change that. Yeah, who's the strongest character at the end of DBZ? Goku! Goku, objectively! It's just a canon argument. No, okay, so this is how it works, right? You have End of Z Goku, right? And he scales above Dragon Ball Super. That doesn't necessarily mean that GT gets super scaling, though. Unpopular End of Z has some contradictions to Super. Yeah, but those are stupid. That's retarded. Nah, again, like, I can't say that word willy-nilly, but... I do think if you use the contradictions argument to argue against Akira Toriyama's objective canon addition to the manga, I think you're just kind of stupid at that point. I think you're low-key slow if you're trying to argue against the word of Akira Toriyama. Unpopular opinion, even Super Saiyan God solos the entirety of GT. That's not a popular opinion at all. That's what most people think. They're wrong, but that's what most people think. So this is how it goes, right? You have the End of Z, right? And that branches off into GT, right? However, for Dragon Ball Z, there's two, like, continuities, right? You have the only Goku that could fight Superman. Honestly, low-key, if End of Z Goku pulled up to the death battle, I don't think Superman would be alive right now. On the other hand, GT is Toei continuity, which includes the films. The films are absolutely broken as well. Yeah, definitely. Prior to Super, End of Z Goku was unstoppable. Post-Super, End of Z Goku was unfathomable. Literally. Like, and honestly... If you include the Oob scaling from the Dragon Ball Super manga, End of Z Goku in his base form is like mastered Ultra Instinct levels. Beyond that, honestly. Above Zeno. Yes, above Zeno. Akira Toriyama himself says so. Cosmic Armor Superman versus Arale scaling End of Z Goku. Like, literally, yeah. End of Z Goku is stronger than Zeno, like, at least in Mastered Ultra Instinct, but realistically speaking, Akira Toriyama said that when Goku could only go Super Saiyan 3, and he might have thought, he might have been referring to Goku's base form, honestly. Not all movies are canon to GT. Hell, sure, we see some of them. Doesn't mean that. Zeno, I am a firm believer in all the movies sharing one continuity with each other, so it's kind of an all or nothing deal. Plus, GT has plenty of references to the movies that matter, so... matter for scaling, anyway. Sup, Atomic K. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, End of Z Goku is an absolute beast. Like, low-key... Wife's up Whis? That's crazy. Maybe. Superman is a character with nearly a century of history. Probably has some BS counter to End of Z Goku's hacks or resistances. Okay. Maybe, but you would have to argue that Superman has, like, conceptual abilities. I know I go on and on about, like, conceptual, blah, blah, blah. No, honestly, no. You would need to argue... Yo, what's up, Ubermaster65? You'd have to argue that these characters have, like, narrative abilities. Do you believe powers like Decay or Overhaul could one-shot Goku? I don't know if the quirks are durability related. And the thing about that is that ordinarily I'd just be like, well, Goku's stronger, so it doesn't work. But those are actually, if I remember correctly, those are genetic-based quirks or abilities, which don't actually... Goku can't counter genetic abilities. Like, if Goku's getting absorbed by Buu, even if he's stronger than Buu, he can't just say no. Which is crazy, because even characters in Bleach can say no to absorption, but that's a different story. I don't think Cosmic Armor Superman has a counter for End of Z Goku being stronger than one of the strongest gag characters. Honestly, yeah, like Loki. Like Loki. Do you believe how... yeah, I was talking about that, but... I do think that Decay or the Overhaul quirk could probably fuck up Goku. Overhaul less so, because if I remember correctly, Overhaul works on, like, the atomic level, which End of Z Goku actually has subatomic resistances, so... End of Z Goku post-Super is the god of Dragon Ball. Yeah. Yeah, legitimately, yeah. Oh. Thoughts on some saying Arale caps at Beerus? I don't know, I could believe it. Honestly, Beerus versus Arale, I'm either or on. You can go either way. If End of Z Goku is above the entirety of Super, he should also be above Infinite Zamasu. Yeah, you know who killed Infinite Zamasu? Zeno. And you know who's stronger than Zeno? Goku. If you think that Zeno is just like an instant, like he just has like erasure abilities, they're hacks, they don't really scale to his AP, then sure. Do you think Ben 10 has any aliens that could beat Goku aside from Alien X? Honestly, even Alien X might not beat End of Z Goku, low-key. Can End of Z Goku beat Game Sonic? Maybe. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. You know, maybe. How strong would End of Z Vegeta be? Okay, here's the thing about End of Z Vegeta, right? He's actually kind of implied to be in a similar ballpark with Goku. Definitely weaker, but in a similar ballpark. Unpopular opinion, Genjutsu don't work outside of Naruto because most anime doesn't have a chakra network. That's something I believe a lot, but like Naruto fans love to cope, honestly. I think End of Z Goku could probably solo all of Naruto in his base form. Do you think Toyotaro will make the Black Frieza arc before or after the End of Z? He kind of has to make it after, because he's running out of time. Like, there's only like a few months until the End of Z is supposed to happen, timeline-wise. I mean, maybe. Maybe it'll be before, maybe it'll be after. But in my opinion, he kind of has to do it after. Honestly, here's an ED counter to Beerus being stronger than Raleigh. Is bypass because he's a serious character. Not. You're confusing terms. Beerus isn't a serious character, and that's why he ignores gag powers. Because even Vegeta is a serious character. Like, Vegeta is actually directly stated. Oh, holy shit! Sorry, kind of went into panic mode there. My bad. Okay. What were we arguing about? I forgot. Honestly, I wouldn't say that Goku is above Zeno, as Akira Toriyama stated. It is a universe, which implies Universe 7, and Zeno don't belong to any. Honestly, I do think it's more consistent for him to be above characters like Whis and Beerus. However, the Zeno scaling is honestly just funnier to me. I also think it's more logically consistent with what Akira Toriyama would say. But I can't speak for dead men, obviously. But how will Z Goku get that strong? Doesn't really matter, dog. Like, I gotta be honest with you. Unless explicitly contradicted, it doesn't really matter. What's your favorite fan fusion? Mine's Crowley. Let's see. Narrative abilities. Superman can survive a Razor at the narrative level, which is also... Okay, so he's actually, like, at the level of Z Goku. Like, do y'all understand how the Hakai works? I'll think you do. Oob KO'd Z Goku in one punch. No, he didn't, dog. Did we watch the same anime? What's your... yeah, the fusion. I really like Tientia. Goku is outer versal and he solos Zeno and Beerus, and even... Why is Zeno below Whis on your scale, dog? The Grand Priest is stronger than Zeno? Yeah, that's likely. I wonder if other universes have gag characters like Arale. It's entirely possible, in my opinion. Goku versus Ben 10? If we want to use Z Goku, I mean, Ben 10's getting folded. Do you think the Dragon Ball Super manga will make Z different in any way? Probably, maybe, potentially, but, I kinda don't want to. If Toyotaro fucks with my Z Goku scaling, I'm coming after him. I'm finding him. Wouldn't Universe 6 have its own Arale since it's a Universe 7 twin? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, they should have just brought Universe 6's Arale to the Universe 6 tournament, dog. Like, is Champa stupid? I mean, kind of, but... I got people in my server still saying that Madara loses to... Madara beats Aizen. I'm like, dog... Dog, I just did a whole stream on it. I'll do it again. But yeah, Aizen is not getting beat by... Aizen is not getting beat by, I keep forgetting. Aizen is not getting beat by Madara. What do you think of the new Death Battle match for Simon the Digger versus the White Lantern? I don't really have an opinion on that. Like, it's fine. I don't really keep up with DC or Gurren Lagann, so I have no stake in the matter. Oh, Horien Jitsu? Yeah, we talked about this guy a few times. His fight animations are super impressive. I just don't really care. Like, not care, that kind of sounds mean, but I don't really have, like, an opinion on this guy. I'm not really, like, passionate about, like, his videos. They're cool, 100%. They're raw as hell. I just don't see the point. Is Z Goku stronger than Superman? Maybe. He might be, honestly. Xeno Goku versus Z Goku? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think Z Goku murders Xeno Goku. Like, I think he I think he bends him over and spanks him, dog. Aizen and multi in the same sentence. I'm actually looking at some Aizen scaling, dog, and low-key, I'm starting to think that, like, I'm starting to think Aizen's, like, a fucking, like, powerhouse. Let's see. What else are we thinking, chat? What are we doing? Super Goku versus Ben 10? It's kind of hard to get an argument for Goku. If you think he scales above Orale, she's like high hyperversal, then you can definitely argue it, but... Carnatrix Ben or Parallax? Dog, Parallax is dead. Parallax is gone, man. Man, you guys are kind of getting slow. I'm gonna talk about whatever now. Let's see. Z Goku beats Buhan, obviously. Z Goku beats all of Dragon Ball Daima. You know, that'll probably jingle some keys in front of the Daima tards. Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Daima shaking the what is it? Shaking the Demon Realm. Not really as impressive as literally anything. Is like really, realistically speaking, like I don't see Beerus actually being above Orale. Oh yeah, I was talking about that. Beerus may or may not be stronger than Orale. It's kind of up in the air, but Beerus has Tone Armor, which is basically a hacks ability that lets him ignore gag powers. So if you think that Luffy or Saitama, if you think they have like gag powers for whatever reason, Beerus is literally like Beerus is low-key. Honestly, he is just objectively stated to have Tone Armor by Whis in the episode. So is Z canon to the manga or the anime or both? It's canon to both. Z was written directly by Akira Toriyama, so it's something called hard canon, right? In my opinion, where it's undeniably 100% the true continuity. But that's just me. Kid Goku in the King Piccolo Saga versus Naruto. No way. Nah, you can't think that Naruto is losing to Kid Goku. Maybe if you only give Naruto the like the lower tier stuff, like the planetary stuff. Maybe, you know, maybe, but even then, like... You don't have any special moves. No, that's not true. You could... I mean, maybe, but... Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. EoZ Goku versus, like, Super Saiyan 4 Daimaku is honestly hilarious, in my opinion. Like, base EoZ Goku's manhandling him, dog. Dragon Ball Daima fans are weird. Can you give me some special move names? Okay, let's see. How about... Enchanted Knight of the Frosted... Like, Enchanted Frost. Enchanted Frost, honestly, ain't that bad. Frozen Chapel of Timeless Sleep or something. Honestly, that kind of cooked. Low-key. I think Super Beerus is below her, but probably not the original Battle of Gods Beerus. Honestly, low-key, like you might be onto something. I do think current Dragon Ball Super Beerus is on the level of the Battle of Gods Beerus, but the Battle of Gods Beerus has some amazing statements backing him up. Like, even Akiyama is on board with him being, like, above, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Kid Goku should not be above any Naruto interpretation. Should be above any Naruto interpretation that is not star level. Honestly, Kid Buu the fuck. No, Kid Buu's fucking. Let's see. Maybe some Mega Man scaling. It's kind of underrated in terms of. No, they're pretty good. Yeah. Enchanted Frost. Yeah. Daima, I think it's the strongest thing ever or something. Yeah, honestly, like, I think those guys are, like, Daima onlys. Like, if you think that Super Saiyan 4 Daimaku is gonna, like, throw hands with Red God Goku, or, like, any of those guys, like, if you think Super Saiyan 4 Daimaku could throw hands with, like, even base GT Goku, I think you're honestly tripping. EoZ Goku versus Zeno. I don't know. EoZ Goku's just directly stated to be above him by Akira Toriyama. People are always like, oh, he says strongest in the universe, not stronger in the multiverse. But, like, honestly, you know, like low-key, he says Goku is #1 after all, right after that, so. Goku isn't #2. Goku isn't #3. Goku's #1. Undebatably. If Toyotaro changes the end of Z, what percentage of the fan base will crash out? I will, for one. I will, for one. What about my finisher special move mixed with Chaos Blast? Okay, let's see. Goma versus Dabura? Let's see. But when Z ended, we didn't even know about Zeno or Beerus yet. It doesn't matter. It's all coming from the mind of Akira Toriyama, so unless it's directly contradicted, which it hasn't yet, by the way, then it should be still valid. Like, you'd have to say to my face, or not my face, but like my little Shadow the Hedgehog avatar, that that Akira Toriyama basically was wrong, which he wasn't, by the way. Like, Loki, I'm gonna be real with you. Goku has better statements than just Akira Toriyama said so. El Manga Legendario backs it up. What do you mean heartbreak? The Prince. You're the one who's wrong. I'm the one with the author behind my back, dog. Like, Special move mixed with Chaos Blast. Okay, let's see. It will be contradicted with the new writers. Yeah, will be. Will be. Not has been. It hasn't been contradicted yet. So, ergo, it's still completely valid. Chaos Blast plus... We'll do... Chaotic Eternal Night. We'll do that. That's your special move. Chaotic Eternal Night. I really like the I love the flowery stuff. It's really like exaggerated. Z Gogeta versus Z Broly. Let's see. Honestly, my personal opinion is that Broly is weaker than Vegito and Gogeta, but he's stronger than Kid Buu and Janemba. So, you could probably argue that he can... Honestly, like, you could argue that he beats Gogeta, but in my opinion, Gogeta should be stronger than him. That's just me, though. Let's see. What was the... I was going to look something... Oh, yeah. The specific statement comes from Daizenshuu 4, where Akira Toriyama is asked which of his characters is the most cool. And he says something along the lines of, like, I think it's Goku. The always pure, strongest in the universe. Goku is #1 after all. I feel like this statement of being the strongest in the universe only applies to Universe 7. Well, yeah, like, realistically, I think Goku is really only above, like, Whis and Beerus, which is still pretty busted, but, you know, like, I think it's just really funny that you could use the end of the statement, Goku is #1 after all. Or, like, even then, you got Akira Toriyama saying that he couldn't imagine Goku getting any stronger. Like, he can't think of End of Z Goku being any more powerful than he already was. I thought the author's statements were supreme to you. Yeah, they are. Like, that's why I said you could definitely 100% argue that that Z Broly is above Z Gogeta. Now, in my opinion, I think it's more consistent if he's below the fusions, but you can argue it 100%. Like, if he's above Kid Buu, he's likely above the Spirit Bomb that is stated to be the maximum level of power in the guidebooks. No, yeah, in the guidebooks. So, why are you talking about an invincible victim? What are you talking about? No one in Invincible is touching End of Z Goku, dog. What happened to Koyama saying Broly is the best character I ever made? No, yeah, that's why I said you could argue it. Like, the difference between Koyama's statement and Toriyama's statement is that Toriyama's statement doesn't have any contradictions. Koyama's does. That's the issue. Now, I think Koyama's statement should still be used, but I think it's just more consistent if you apply those statements to be interpreted to mean something like the strongest enemy or the strongest foe or something like that. It's just more consistent, but admittingly, you know, it is kind of... His End of Z is stronger than anyone. Yeah, there is. Invincible evaporates on End of... Yeah. Have you seen End of Z Goku's, like, chest, dog? Like, End of Z... Hold on. I can't really show it. But End of Z Goku's got, like, massive man boobs, dog. Like, not like saggy stuff either. Like, his chest is just massive. He's got big fucking honkers. Let's see. Hyper Shattuck versus Base Vegito. Hyper Shattuck is annihilating. Thrag versus the Cell Saga. Honestly, even my Invincible friends are like, yeah, Thrag isn't getting past the Frieza Saga, so... Like, low-key. Yeah, that's where I stand on the hat. It took Goku's, like, years to surpass Beerus. He better not surpass Whis or Zeno in an arc without some amazing adverse explanation. I don't know. Akira Toriyama said so. Akira Toriyama was like, well, Well, what if Goku was like the strongest guy ever? And like, okay, yes, Toriyama Sensei. Jarvis, pull up a picture of Broly's pecs and put them side by side with End of Z Goku's. Basically the same size. 100%. Is there any other character who beats Wukong? No. End of GT Goku doesn't beat Wukong, they stalemate. Any boundless character would only stalemate Sun Wukong. There's this tier called Aperion or something, and you could argue that those characters beat Sun Wukong, but you know, it's kind of that's like the really nerdy, edgy shit. Akira Toriyama also didn't make Super yet. Doesn't matter. Hasn't been contradiction. Which new gen anime do you hate the most, but everyone likes? Let's see. I really hate, honestly, any of the new gen slop. I can't really get behind, but if I had to like, argue it, I'd probably say something like, oh shit, I completely forgot what I was talking about. Hold on. Oh yeah. They're all coming from the same mind of Akira Toriyama, so unless it's directly contradicted, it should still be valid. Why do people think Dragon Ball needs to work like Star Wars? What do you mean by that? Who do you like more, Gogeta or Vegito? I like Gogeta. Like, honestly, like, I like Gogeta, dog. End of GT Goku absolutely murders Dragon Ball Super Manga Goku. He annihilates him, dog. Layers into Boundless. Is that a thing? I wouldn't know anything about that, unfortunately. Saitama versus Super Saiyan 3 Goku. If you're referring to Super Saiyan 3 Goku from the Buu Saga, it's actually a pretty interesting debate. Because that's a little more where the stats are a little like closer together. Goku is still way faster though. Goku has infinite speed in the Buu Saga compared to compared to Saitama, who is massively faster than light, and honestly not even as deep into it as you think he'd be. What's your scale for GT? Okay, let's see. You got multiple feats that affect like the macrocosm on a 5D level in Dragon Ball Z. You got Fusion Reborn stuff. You got stuff from the Buu Saga. You have infinite power statements with like mathematical symbols in some of the guidebooks. You have like macrocosm spanning Big Bangs in the guidebooks. So that kind of gets GT Goku up to 5D before GT even starts. 4D, depending on interpretation. Like, if you don't think... it could be 4th dimensional, it could be 5th dimensional, either or. And then after that, Super Saiyan 4 is stated to be greater than Super Saiyan God in Shozenshu, right? And Super Saiyan God in Battle of Gods is actually, like, it's a transcendental increase. This is something that Dragon Ball Super Goku actually doesn't get. It only applies to the Battle of Gods version of Super Saiyan God, but... You know, anyway. Goku uses Super Saiyan 4, which is stronger than the Transcendental Super Saiyan God, which gets GT Goku up to like 5D 60. And then, even if you don't want to use that, which is completely fair, you have V-Jump, which just directly states that Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a true warrior with infinite power and the strongest body in history. So he's objectively above everything we've seen so far, and he has infinite power. So, like, they use a mathematical symbol for that infinite power statement. It's not like, oh, his power is really big. No, his power is mathematically infinite. You know, if a Dragon Ball Super guide had that, the Super Goons would be fucking gooning all that shit off. What's better, raw hacks or raw stats? Honestly, hacks can get you far, man. Like, who hates Thrag so much that they want to put him up against DBS Vegeta? Not me, Doug. How far is Naruto making it into Dragon Ball? You can probably make it to, like, you could probably make it to the Buu Saga, but then that's kind of where he hard caps, in my opinion. Does the one frame of Cooler being in... No, dog. It's not just the one frame for Cooler. Who's the hottest female character in Dragon Ball? I like Vado. She's tall as shit. But yeah, does one frame of Cooler really justify all the movies being canon to GT? It's not just that. It's also all the guidebooks. All of the GT guidebooks with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, they'll compare GT Gogeta to Z Gogeta like they're the same person. And this is consistent across multiple guidebooks that were produced across multiple years, in my opinion. So, it's not like I'm pulling the shit out of my ass. Android 21 is overrated. I liked her in her... How is infinite power different from infinite stamina or infinite ki? Because Goku doesn't have infinite stamina. Like, we see that pretty clearly, dog. Like, huh? No, yeah, I was... Android 21 is kind of overrated. I like her in her scientist outfit more, honestly. I think that's the superior version. And to Z Goku or SCP-682? I don't know, dog. I don't scale SCP. I guess, like, if you want to play around with it, you could argue, like... Oh, what was that? What does it talk about? I completely forgot what it was. Goku versus the Big Three. The whole verse. Honestly, and does he, like, if you want to use Dragon Ball Super Goku, Goku still annihilates, but it's a little, like, it's not as, you know, fun as End of Z Goku just kind of tearing through everyone. Are you up to react to videos today? Maybe. Maybe we could do a thing if you guys want. Here, you know what? If it's $5, I'll react to it. Because to be fair, this was supposed to be just the End of Z Goku stream. Goku Black with Ultra Instinct. I don't know if Goku could win that. At most, you could take Naruto to the Namek Saga. No, hell nah. Hell nah, no. Unless you're one of those goons that think that, like, if you're one of those goons that love to, like, go like, oh, Universal Frieza, Universal, like, maybe, you know, but Goku Black stomps baby. No. If you use Golden Great Ape Baby, then 100%. He, like, absolutely annihilates. A rainbow can stick around it. But yeah, if you use Golden Great Ape Baby, like, is a massacre, dog. Are there any other boundless characters aside from... Super Dragon Ball Heroes ain't boundless, dog. I haven't seen any good scaling for them. Honestly, I think Lonk's Takes video on that was pretty good. Like, it made a lot of sense to me. SCP-682 does not solo. Get that shit out of here. Supersonic 2 versus Hyper Shadow. We don't know the increase for Supersonic 2. All we know is that it's, like, above Supersonic. All we know is that it's kind of above, like, what do I think of Hoi Jitsu? Or Horian Jitsu? I answer this every stream. He's fine. Like, I have no desire. Like, my opinions are, like, negative, dog. I have negative opinions on this man. I think nothing of him. Not negative opinions like bad opinions. I have negative opinions like less than 0 opinions. Those are the kind of opinions I have. Like, his fight animations are cool. I hope he does something for Death Battle one day. I hope he gets paid the big bucks. Other than that, I have no opinions on him. What was his most recent video? Oh shit, three weeks ago. Oh, okay, yeah. That makes more sense. Oh, but yeah. I've seen 3 of these clickbaity thumbnails, so I just had to click. This isn't clickbait. I like to joke around, but like low key, Z Goku is above Beerus. Manhandles Buhan easily. Low level multi-solar. No. Dog, do you know anything about Boruto? Do you know about Boruto scaling? Because Boruto scaling is like universal. Like low key. I'm not watching Kazi's video on Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Kazi is a bad, like, those videos have no evidence in them, dog. Like, barely any evidence. I don't like those videos. 270 XFOs? What do you mean? What do you mean that? Nah, that's some hyper wank, dog. That's doing tricks on it. Dog, that's some crazy shit. How strong was she again? Arale is like high hyper. Low complex to high hyper. So he got weaker in Super then. What do you mean he got weaker in Super? Dog, Dragon Ball Super takes place before the end of Z. Time Nest beats World Charisma. Dog, that's not evidence. That's just him saying shit. You need to show evidence. Like, that's why I can't. Nah, Kazi sucks, dog. Kazi is just official divine, but worse. Yeah, how strong is Comp Goku? How strong GT Goku versus Super Goku? How strong is Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Like, dog, I don't like this guy's videos. His editing sucks. It hurts my head. His voice is like not like I don't like listening to his voice at all, dog. The only person who has genuine art is Shibai. Naruto doesn't scale to him at all. Nah, the Okotsuki, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But the Okotsuki create like universal realms all the time. Would you be up to something, react to something non-Dragon Ball? Dog, it is the end of Z Goku stream, but like, again, you know, $5. Just joking. Official Divine and Kazi are brothers? Honestly, I'd believe that. The entire My Hero fan base are one gorilla. I think the gorilla's honestly I think the gorilla got that. It should be noted that 682 only gets said cosmology scaling in its true form, which really can't interact with most opponents unless they were to go to the no shear. Okay, so yeah. Because CC Goku is one of the 4 strongest Goku that's ever been created. No, Boruto ain't above DBZ scaling. Boruto is like low-key, Boruto like hard caps at the Buu Saga. Like, honestly, Vegito, like Super Vegito from the Buu Saga would kind of like manhandle the entire verse. Like, what form of Dragon Ball has the highest multiplier? Like, Mastered Ultra Instinct. Super Saiyan 4 is pretty cracked, but, you know. Kid Goku at 6D. What are you talking about? Y'all are crazy. Jump Force Goku, CC Goku, God Fusion Goku. You didn't even mention Fortnite Goku. You didn't even mention Jump Force Goku. You didn't even mention End of GT Goku. What are you talking about? This is how you know, like this is like basic Goku stuff. Is GT Goku with Battle of Gods movie scaling? Cell Saga 17 or Super Namekian Piccolo? Honestly, Loki, I think Piccolo would win that. GT Goku with Battle of Gods movie scaling valid? You could argue it, 100%. It's a little more complicated than, like, people think. It's not just like, oh, well, GT's canon to Super, or no. Battle of Gods is canon to GT, ergo... Nah, you can argue GT gets Battle of Gods scaling without it even being necessarily canon. Like, low-key, in my opinion. Super Saiyan 4 stated to have some... yeah, Super Saiyan 4 is kind of like a beta Maharaga, low-key. RT Sonic scaling is pretty buns. Yeah, low-key. Let's see. Super Perfect Cell versus Bojack. Honestly, Bojack's scaling is kind of ass, dog. Like low-key. The only... I actually know, because... okay, so here's how that would work, right? So, Gohan it probably isn't that much stronger in BoJack Unbound, right? And then, BoJack in that movie gets completely no-diffed by a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But Super Perfect Cell... Like, you could make a decent argument for him kind of, like, throwing hands with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, like, low-key. And then, the only issue would be Gohan's rage amps. Other than that, though, like, there's no real argument you can make for, Bojack. Bojack's scaling is ass. Like, even, like, the highest you can get Bojack, it's, like, galaxy level. Oh yeah, no religion, preferably. If you want my opinion on scaling angels and demons from the Bible, they obviously they have like no feats, like, but you know that's it. That's if you're kind of like gooning. That's kind of if you're like being kind of stupid. But whatever. Why would Piccolo beat 17? Do you remember the, not the Hellzone grenade, but like the Demon grenade, or the Light Flash grenade? What was it called? Piccolo? The Light Grenade, I think it was, right? Yeah. The Light Grenade, honestly? Like, here's the thing about the Light Grenade, right? 17 actually had the duck out of the way of the Light Grenade when Piccolo was going to use it on Imperfect Cell. And everyone there thought that it was going to kill Imperfect Cell. That's why. Like, the Light Grenade might honestly have been Piccolo's plan to kill 17. But that's just my opinion. Even if Bojack was stronger, so yeah. Yeah, but even then, I was on Reddit. Kid Goku would beat current Superman. Can End of Z Goku beat Batman? Dog, the Batman memes are like, they were funny, but like prep time and like prep time's kind of buns, dog. Like what does he even do with it? Yeah, we can react to some stuff if you guys want. The video has to be good though. I'm not reacting to like something put together by a 14-year-old in their basement, but you know, if the video's good, I'll react to it right now. I'll do it. I don't think the Light Grenade would work unless Super 17 he caught Super 17. I don't know. Well, why? Why do you think that? Like, even when he what? Like, why do you think that, dog? Isn't God Fusion Goku above fiction or something? Oh yeah, God Fusion Goku like fused with the audience, so you know you could argue it. You could argue that he's like RF above fiction, but you know that doesn't really prove anything. You gotta go. Okay, bye Xzilla. Goodness, I'm always so sleepy. Oh yeah, nobody can beat him when he's Super 17. I didn't know we were giving him Super 17, and yeah. God Fusion Goku is only as strong as you because he fuses with you. That's pretty funny. That's a good argument. Just like, honestly, just use that. Would you ever do a video going over Hell of a Boss characters? Oh, you're the guy that was asking me to react to a video. If you wanna link the video, you can, and I'll take a look at it and I'll decide if it's worth reacting to. But no, I'm probably never gonna do anything about Has-Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss characters, unless Goku versus Alistair gets popular again. But I'm praying it doesn't. Loki, if Game Classic Mega Man had a crossover with Game Sonic, he'd probably have better scaling than his Archie counterpart. Maybe, I don't know. What does he do with prep time? Why, go to the Tibetan monks, of course. They'll teach him the kill Goku on a narrative level technique. That's wild. Nah, dog. Like low key, I'm gonna be real. That ain't happening, dog. I don't. Some people are crazy. Some people really be wildin' like that. Some people be. Nah, Death Battle isn't trash per se. Death Battle just isn't that good. Like, I'm sure their scaling is fine for like the layman, but you know. I'm far above the layman at this point. I'm like advanced kind of power scaling. Krillin with a nose or Zeno? Krillin with a nose is actually a debuff, because in case you didn't know, Krillin actually breathes through his skin, so if you tried to argue that Krillin with a nose would be stronger, well, he's not getting as much oxygen, so it's actually a minor debuff. It's just interpretation based, yeah. Yeah, low-key, like, Death Battle isn't biased unless there's, like, money on the table. So, for example, like, all those Ruby Death Battles, like, yeah. Those were 100% made with the intention of Rooster Teeth promoting their series. Hence, money on the table. They're gonna make Kyle win in the next Death Battle while also completely ignoring anything assignment. Breathes through his skin? Yeah, it was confirmed by Akira Toriyama. He was asked, like, hey, how does Krillin breathe? And he was like, oh, he breathes through his skin. It's kind of objective. You know, according from the mouth of Akira Toriyama. Unless you want to tell him he's wrong. You can't, but, you know. Honestly, I think that Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss fans are fine, because, like, I don't really, like, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't... Like, they're just kind of cringe, but, you know, outside of that, like, what do they do? Nothing. Honestly, I'm fine with either Simon or Kyle winning. I hope Simon wins just because I don't like DC fans, but other than that, you know, I don't really have any opinions. Could go either way. How strong? Yuha versus the Buu Saga? What about Ian Flynn saying Archie Sonic's only strongest Saiyan Saga Goku? Ian Flynn is wrong. Ian Flynn's trolling with that. That or he's a Goku gooner. One of the two. Yuha versus the Buu Saga. The thing about that is that no one in the Buu Saga really has a counter for Yuha, so... Honestly, Yuha kind of, like, wrecks the entire saga. Like, you need immeasurable speed to combat Yuha. Or Fate Manipulation, one of the two. And low-key, none of those guys... No one there really has that kind of stuff. Like, they don't have... Like, their kits aren't that good yet. Ten times worse. Nothing but people rubbing the victory in DC fans' face. I don't know. I don't like either of those guys, honestly. Like, Gurren Lagann fans are annoying. Evangelion is better. DC fans are annoying. I hope you both lose. I hope both of them die. I hope it's a stalemate in the worst way. Comic Curator Super Saiyan 3 Goku isn't star level. Yeah, well, Comic Curator is just kind of like that, so. I only want Simon to win because I'm still salty about the argument. This is Loki against Ben 10. I don't have any, like, feelings about Ben 10 versus Hal Jordan, honestly. Like, I don't. Like, I low-key don't care. I think it's funny when people kind of, like, seethe about those kind of things. Because it's like, okay, well. Like, what did you expect? He was going up against a DC character, man. Like, did you honestly expect him to, like, demolish or something? Like... Unk needs to put the fries in the bag. Yeah. But guys, at the end of the day, both of them can lose to a blue hedgehog. Yeah, 100%. Like 40 minutes, I believe. The voice of Wiz lost his voice because of how long they were going. Ben Singer lost his voice with how long they made the verdict. Damn. Maybe he'll learn not to... Maybe he'll learn his lesson about making Goku lose. What music is this? Where are we? Oh, Knuckles Chaotic shit. Hold on, we're like an hour in. Yeah, this is like Evening Star from Knuckles Chaotic. Oh, hell yeah. EoZ Goku is stronger than Hyper, dog. EoZ Goku is like low outer, not even like pulling your leg. Dog, the only people that hated the end of Ben 10 versus Green Lantern was fucking Ben 10 fans. Like, I don't... Like, honestly, like, I think they should, like, not, like, death, I don't know, but... If you wish fight on Death Battle... Are you asking me, like, my most requested Death Battle matches? Or, like, my personal favorite ones? Like the ones I want the most? It'd probably be, like, Gojo versus Aizen. There's one. Sukuna versus King Piccolo. There's two. Goku versus Sonic. That's three. Darth Vader versus Omni-Man. That's four. And then probably let's see. There's one more I'm not remembering. Let's see. Well, if I can't remember it, it's probably not that important, but Aizen will one-tap Gojo. It could be interesting based on Death Battle logic. Like that's how I think of things. The thing about that is it's kind of like Richard Nixon versus Enerjack versus Beerus. I don't know, maybe. Yeah. When I think of like Death Battle matchups, I always think of like what their kind of what their scaling for Death Battle is. UG versus Deku. Okay, let's see. Like with Death Battle logic, or oh, hello there, Ali Abadi. But with UG versus Deku, let's see. How strong is Curious George? If we're being realistic here, he's a monkey. Like he's a cartoon monkey. I think he might be able to get to like multi-city block level. But other than that, nothing really. If you want memes, though, I mean, as long as he's curious, he'll find a solution, and he'll solo. How far would Kid Naruto get in Jujutsu Kaisen? Oh, yeah, that's a question. Kid Naruto's like fucking mountain level, dog, or like island level max, I think. I think that might be too strong. He imagined a supernova into existence. If you knew the answer, why'd you ask me, dog? But yeah, Kid Naruto's getting like torn apart by Sukuna and Gojo, honestly. UG versus Deku with Death Battle logic. I can't even remember if they gave Deku his planetary scaling in that video. And then in UG versus Denji, the Death Battle cast, they actually used planetary UG for UG in that video. So low key, I think if they did UG versus Deku, they'd give it to UG. Like honestly. No, I did not see the video you linked in chat, honestly. I kind of zoned out. Like low-key, I was kind of just reading the comments and my kind of like my dude, GT Goku is annihilating JJK. GT Goku's murdering JJK, dog. How far would Luffy get in OG Ball? You can make a pretty good argument for Luffy getting through up to like Piccolo Jr. And honestly, he could probably beat Piccolo Jr. too. It's like when Raditz comes around, that's like hard capped. The Super Saiyan God multipliers in like the billions, based on it being above Super Saiyan 3 Fusion. Even lowballing it, it has to be in the billions, just based on like logic. But honestly, it could probably be even higher. It could be in like the tens of billions or the hundreds of billions. Like, if you have to mention me like multiple times for me to answer your question, just drop a dono, dog. Like, how far would Naruto get in DBZ? You can argue up to like the Buu saga for him. Let's see. Let's see. What was I thinking about? I was thinking of something. I just completely forgot. Oh yeah, how far would Naruto get in Dragon Ball? You can argue anywhere from like that to, yeah, again, like the Buu saga. So he's getting hard capped by Vegito. Honestly, like Baryon mode Naruto versus Vegito. Like Vegito's demolishing him, in my opinion, anyway. Gojo versus Yujiro. The Yujiro glaze isn't funny. I have to be honest with you. I don't think it's funny. Yujiro ain't beating Gojo. Like, Gojo annihilates him, dog. Honestly, I thought Spawn versus Ghost Rider was really well researched. Like, how far would Ichigo get in Dragon Ball? Honestly, Ichigo can be argued to be 5D, but honestly, I still think Vegito's gonna manhandle him. Like, low-key, I'm gonna... Deku with every quirk and Shiggy body upgrade versus Yuji with every CT. Dog, that gives Yuji, like, I meant to say Gojo. As Goku Satoru. Yeah, I thought Spawn versus Ghost Rider was actually really well researched and presented. Like, I thought that was a really good episode. I mean, that is just me, but I still thought that. Frieza versus Sonic? I don't know, dog. Composite Deku versus Composite Yuji. Composite Deku, dog. Like Yuji doesn't even have that good of stuff like outside. Yujiro versus 15 Finger Sukuna. Sukuna still wins that, dog. Like, it doesn't change just because you made him weaker. Comp Yuji is immortal. Can you prove that? I mean, if you can prove that, 100%, send it. End to Z Goku versus Ben 10,000. End to Z Goku, dog. Like, just because he's stronger doesn't mean he's, like, better or he scales, like, a tier higher or anything. And even if he did, I can make a better argument for End to Z Goku. Okay, I'm back. My bad, I'm back. Tengen's CT is immortality. Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's like immune to dying, dog. Like, or like being killed is probably more accurate. See, what was this one? It was... I think it was Emerald Coast. I think you hit it on the head. Yeah, it was Emerald Coast from Sonic Adventure 1. Let's see. OG Rock Lee versus Toji. I don't know, dog. Fucking... How far would Super Goku get in GT using the highest reasonable scaling for Super Goku? Kind of hard caps at baby, not gonna lie. That's me if I'm kind of... Rock Lee beats Toji. Okay, Toji beats Rock Lee. Bam. That's my opinion. I like Emerald Coast Act 2. This is my favorite. Mickey Mouse is too much hack-wise. I don't think Bugs Bunny could do it. Yeah. Archie would wipe end Z Goku. Liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Favorite Sonic game? Let's see. I like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That's my favorite. End of Z negs. Yeah, honestly, like it's not even a question, dog. Ichigo, Luffy, and Naruto fused together. I don't know if their names even have that much in common. Like, hold on, Ichigo, Naruto. No, yeah, doesn't really work. Archie has the hacks advantage. Yeah, anything you bring up, I can bring up a resistance for End of Z Goku. So, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, honestly. Have I watched Ultra Vegito? No. And I don't really care to. Low key. Like, low key, I kind of think Ultra Vegito is kind of like in that ballpark with Dragon Ball Multiverse. Where it's all kind of... It's all wank. It's all just ridiculous Dragon Ball slop. It's what Dragon Ball fans think they want. I can't take it seriously. Aizen loses to Social Justice Warrior. If you say so. Nah. Hey. Nah, don't. None of that. No question is dumb, okay? Oh, Aizen versus Sung Jin Woo? I don't know, dog. Like, I don't know. What? Oh, man. Y'all ask me all these random questions and expect me to answer them like I'm a fucking scholar. Luffy, Ichigo, and Naruto all jumped Buu Saga Vegito. Loki, Buu Saga Vegito is winning that. How strong is TFS Popo? I don't know. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Holy shit. Hey. Hey, fucking hell yeah. Ty Gray, thank you for the $5. I'm gonna be able to eat tonight. YouTube pays me nothing. Literally nothing. Okay. Paw Patrol versus Sukuna. Yeah, this video by the same guy, but you know, it's fair. It's fine. Let's. Oh, we'll put that. What kind of like put that in the corner. There we are.
Sukuna, the king of curses.
I actually have to pause the Sonic music now.
And the Paw Patrol, adventure-based, fearless canine heroes.
No, I think this is a great matchup, honestly. Like, low-key, I think this is one of the best matchups for Sukuna, if I could be real with you. YouTube pays you barely any money. They pay me fine, but, like, you know, donos help. Like, I love eating, you know, not paste. Like, I enjoy eating food that's not garbage.
While both are from literally, like, the polar opposite pieces of media, like...
Nah, dog, like, I think this is a perfect matchup. I don't know what you're on about. The Paw Patrol versus Sukuna, like, they share so much in common.
The furthest thing from even remotely similar that you could possibly get. Recently, I started to get fascinated on verses that were relatively unknown in the power scaling community, but still happen to be really strong regardless. I'm just a sucker for niche power scaling. I mean, what can I say? And what better way of displaying niche power scaling than putting...
I don't... Now, your voice is fine. Your voice is better than my voice, honestly. Like, I'm recording a video right now. I'd like to get it out by Friday. And I'm like, damn, this guy sounds like a fucking... I have choice words, but, you know.
Putting this underrated group of goats against the absolute pinnacle of an extremely popular verse, that being Jujutsu Kaisen. So, without further ado... God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Could the Paw Patrol unironically take down the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna?
I'm interested in learning how you'll get around things like domain expansion and Fuga, but, you know, it could be cool. I think y'all are just harsh on Kazi. Maybe if Kazi learned how to scale, or present evidence, or edit his videos like he's not on crack. You know, either of those. And is Z Goku versus Popeye? If you're looking at just their feet, actually no, Goku got that. Like, look, I'm not even joking. Goku got that 100%.
First, let's talk about Sukuna, but before we do that, let's address what version we're using. For this discussion in particular, we'll be using a full power 20-finger Heian era Sukuna, which means no Meguna or the 10 Shadows tech.
Actually, this is something I just learned recently, but even, let's see, I can't remember. Even Heian era Sukuna should still have the 10 Shadows technique. Even though he uses the incarnation ability, the manga still says that he should 100% have access to the 10 Shadows technique. The reason he doesn't use it is because all the Shikigami that he had got destroyed by Gojo, so he should still have Mahoraga and the 10 Shadows and all that. End of Z Goku versus Bobo. Oh, that's a good one. Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I think that's a good one. Fuck. Let's see. Honestly, nah. Bobo's faster. Bobo's faster. So yeah.
Technique or Maharaga. A very comfortable baseline for the King of Curses to be at would fall anywhere from around city block level to even large town level.
Downplay, but it is technically like solid, kind of baseline stuff. It's the boring stuff. It's the wrong, no, not wrong. No, it's lower interpretation.
This is due to him massively upscaling numerous characters that are pretty much fodder even in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen, like Mechamaru being able to blast apart a chunk of a forest, or one of the finger bearers being able to expel Megami's domain.
Guess what? Both of those guys aren't even like Three Finger Sukuna level, if I can be honest with you. So basically, Sukuna is stupid? Kind of, honestly. Like when Suka used the incantation ability, or whatever it's called, I can never remember what it's called exactly, but he didn't use the 10 Shadows because all the Shikigami available to him were destroyed, so.
With both of these instances getting to around city block level using calculations, but there are also other city block to multi-city block level feats that not only Sukuna performs, but he would also massively upscale in his true form. One of the most infamous being Sukuna launching Yuji through several buildings with a single punch, which gets to around multi-city block level.
Yeah, fair. Okay. You got feats like even Jogo's Meteor from earlier on, but you're probably going to get to that.
As for the town level scaling, this largely comes from several other characters like Mahito and Arame, with Mahito being able to violently shake Shibuya's subway system with around...
No, yeah. Yeah, that's a valid calc. The small town level thing comes from the anime, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, 100%.
2.7 kilotons worth of force, or Arame being able to create a large ice construct worth around 2.9 kilotons worth of force.
Really now? That's interesting. What's low 7C again? That's like town level, right?
For further town level scaling, you can also use characters like Jogo, who was able to destroy a large portion of Shibuya using his maximum meteor, with this feat coming in at anywhere from 2 kilotons of TNT all the way up to 754 kilotons of TNT using certain interpretations.
You can get it higher. Small city level is where I personally have it, but, to each their own.
And yes, while Sukuna did state it would have hurt him had it actually hit, the fact that a full power Sukuna would massively upscale this 14 to 15 finger Sukuna makes this statement pretty much irrelevant.
People get really confused about the whole Sukuna thing. Low key, if I could be real with you, the Sukuna's fingers are exponential in power. Like, there's no consistent increase from them. It's not like you can divide Sukuna's fingers into 20 parts and be like, okay, each finger is this strong. They're exponential.
Among the other town to large town level showings that the verse has shown include Arame being able to create a massive ice construct even larger than before, which...
I'm going to get this out of the way right now because I'm kind of, you haven't brought it up yet. But you can, Rika in JJK0 is just directly stated to be able to destroy a town, kind of like a nuclear bomb, so that's my stuff.
Gets to around 40 kilotons of TNT, as well as Sukuna's fire arrow in Shinjuku, which gets well into large town level. There are other ways you could get Sukuna from town to large town level, but I think I made my point pretty clear that city block to multi-city block and town to large town level is very consistent for the King of Curses.
I would honestly argue that city level is also consistent, but, to each their own, 100%.
So with that out of the way, let's move on to his mid-ends.
Oh, we were just covering low ends. Damn, okay, this yeah, to be fair, it is kind of a long video.
As for his mid-ends, you could very easily get Sukuna anywhere from small city level to even city level. For this, we have to look back at Jogo's maximum meteor, as there's a piece of information that I left out on purpose in the lowball section. In a piece of supplementary material, it was...
Oh, damn, okay, I see you. You were... Zuko from Book 3 versus Kid Vegeta. Kid Vegeta was already a planet buster, dog. Kid Vegeta was already throwing, fucking big-ass explosions around.
confirmed that Jogo's meteor was not only able to destroy a large portion of Shibuya, but
Dragon
it
Ball
was
Hype
also able
Sonic
to
versus
cause a
Goku
large
video.
earthquake.
I made the other guy drop $5, so you know I have to be consistent. $5, you know, $5. I'll react to any video on the spot, 100%, no strings attached.
That could be felt throughout all of Shibuya as well, therefore upscaling the blast to around small city level at max. This alone, to be honest, could get Sukuna well into city level, as you could just argue that a full power Sukuna would upscale this Jogo so much that it would close the gaps between those small city to city level ranges.
That's objective, honestly. That's pretty true.
But that's boring. So instead, let's justify city level.
Feel free to speed it up if you want. I talk kind of slow. You talk fine, dog. Like, your voice is pretty good.
By using Satoru Gojo. Gojo in the manga was capable of creating a massive earthquake after being released from the prison realm, with the prison realm at the time being located several thousand meters under the water in a subduction zone in the trench of Japan, with the energy required to do this being calculated at anywhere from town level to even city level. And since Gojo did this,
the earthquake feat gets kind of crazy, dog. Like, you can argue that shit up to like continental. I'm not joking either. General Tao versus Tai Lung. You could argue either side, honestly, in my opinion. Tai Lung is pretty strong, though, like, especially compared to other masters of Kung Fu in the verse. Low-key, you could probably argue in favor of Tai Lung.
Pretty much by accident, by unveiling his cursed energy, this would mean that his physical blows would upscale this earthquake by a pretty significant amount at the very least.
I love your little avatar. Is this Heisei Godzilla? I hope so.
Meaning that he would likely be multiple layers into city level. However, there are ways you could get this earthquake far higher than what I put it at normally, so keep those in mind once we get into the high end. Another decent mid-end you could get Sukuna to is around mountain level, as he's...
How do you do that nice little, like, graphic thing where, like, it's like a rolling hill? Tell me.
Scales physically to and above people like Jogo and Dagon with their domain expansions. And yes, I am aware that domain expansions are not a very valid way of scaling the verse. Domain scaling is pretty much never considered for scaling JJK outside of Gojo and Sukuna, and the main reasons for that is attack potency inside and outside of a domain are completely different. While yes,
I'm one of the guys that really likes domain scaling, personally. I'm a big domain scaling guy, but you know, you can go either way with it. I like your jib, dog. I like the cut of your jib. We're gonna subscribe. Millennium Godzilla. Okay, well, you know, fair enough, I guess, but
it is stated that cursed energy constructs a domain, meaning that it is in some way related to attack potency. It not only takes a massive amount of cursed energy to pull off, but it also is described by Gojo to give buffs to a sorcerer's overall ability when it's being used. In short,
yeah, see, there you are. Like, low-key, if people just use that to try and debunk domain scaling, like, I wouldn't really have a counter, but people are always like, oh, it's inconsistent. The stuff inside the domain is fake anyway. It's like, if you watch the anime, no, it's clearly not.
Someone using a domain expansion is far stronger than what they would be at normally. So people like Dagon creating an island worth mountain levels of energy doesn't mean that Dagon's normal attacks are mountain level when outside.
Well, okay, that's wrong, but, you know, semantics. Because when a domain is created, it's using the cursed energy that the character has from before they cast the domain. So they do scale to it, but that's just me.
Inside his domain. However, like I said before, Sukuna is exempt from this rule. This is because Jogo has just outright stated that he would lose terribly in a domain clash against Sukuna, which is important because Jogo was stated by Nanami to be on a completely different level from the Dagon that they just faced, likely including his domain expansion. So if Sukuna is leagues above Jogo in strength and Jogo is
Wile E. Coyote versus Tom. Tom got that, honestly. If I can be real with you, like, I don't think it's even close.
leagues above Dagon in strength, who has a mountain level domain, this would mean that a true form Sukuna would be multiple layers into mountain level given this line of scaling, potentially even large mountain level being generous. Now this is where I think Sukuna's AP consistently caps off at, but let's go over the high ends anyway, even though I don't think they're the most consistent. To upscale Sukuna, we have to take a look back at Gojo's earthquake feat from the manga. As I already mentioned, Gojo was located in a subduction zone in the trench.
Okay, yeah, okay. So is this where like the crazy shit's gonna like pop off with like the... Tyler McColligan. I don't know who that is. Low-key. I kind of... Low-key, I kind of forget a lot of stuff. Kyle versus Simon is 99% hand-drawn. Honestly, I think Death Battle's best fight animations are the sprite work. The 3D animation is pretty good too, though.
But what I didn't mention is that a subduction zone is the placement of two tectonic plates as they're dipping back into the mantle of the Earth. Gojo being able to shift two tectonic plates automatically upscales this feat from city level all the way up to island level.
Yeah, there we are. There we are, boys. Island level Gojo. I was one of the guys that kind of popularized island level Gojo with my YouTube shorts, so, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. I think I did good there.
One could argue that this is actually consistent, as Kenjaku states in chapter 200 that Gojo would be able to power an entire nation, with it being determined that this would fall in the island level ranges as well.
Let's go, baby. Island level. Bro destroyed my... Yeah, I can't pronounce that shit, dog.
And honestly, yeah, that's where I think Sukuna's AP would cap, simply because of the fact that domain scaling kind of contradicts anything past island level, to be honest. There are ways that you could potentially get Sukuna to even country level by using stuff like Jacob's Ladder, but to be honest, domain scaling kind of contradicts that simply because of the fact that domains are repeatedly described to be the pinnacle of sorcery. And since Sukuna...
Yeah, but like dog, you understand that like, let's see. A domain is like the inner representation of a person, right? It's not just, you know, cursed energy, output go burr. Like, you could just argue that the person casting Jacob's Ladder there is stronger than the domains you use to scale, which would be Dagon. And it's not that hard to get people over Dagon, low-key. But whatever.
Is like at best maybe a couple dozen times stronger than a Dagon who could create a mountain level domain. That doesn't really make much sense to say that Sukuna could reach like country level based on just those mountain level.
He totally could. Honestly, I'm one of those. I'm a low key. I'm kind of like a. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what exactly. I'm a planet level JJK goon, but I only really use it for characters that aren't the Paw Patrol. So.
Feats, you know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't be enough to cover the gap between like large mountain to country level. But because I'm feeling generous, I will be granting Sukuna the country level scaling just for this one time. But it is still in the light territory, so just keep that in mind. Now that we've finally got Sukuna's AP, let's cover his speed. And fortunately for us, because Sukuna is pretty much just confirmed to be the strongest in the verse, he has the privilege of upscaling pretty much every other speed feat in the entire series. This would include multiple, at bare minimum, supersonic to hypersonic speed feats, like Yuji being able to react to Choso's piercing blood, which is just verbatim confirmed to move at and above the speed of sound.
Dog, your editing's really good. Did you do this? Or did someone else do it for you? Because this is good stuff.
This is consistent with characters like Orame also being able to react to piercing blood with supersonic results, and Sukuna himself even has an instance in the manga where he's able to blitz piercing blood so hard he literally disappears from Choso's vision, which when calculated gets anywhere from Mach 23 all the way up to Mach 54.
Damn, that's pretty impressive, dog. I don't agree with planetary JJK. Well, I do, so it's fine, you know. Interpretation and all that. Or no, wrong one. Let's back over here.
And yeah, that's honestly where I think Sukuna's speed consistently caps off at.
Oh, damn, that was a short section. You kind of forgot about the EM waves feat for Sukuna, but, you know, maybe you're going to bring it up.
I know it's kind of disappointing, but there's just one thing that's holding Sukuna and the rest of the JJK verse back from reaching any higher tiers of speed. That Mach 3.
Dog. Dog. You can't, dog. Mach 3 Naoya, really? But, like, why? Mach 3 Naoya, dog.
Restatement is something else, bro. The fact that one of the top tiers in the verse, that being Awakened Maki, couldn't even react to a Mach 3 attack.
Wrong. That's false. That's so wrong. People always get that fucked up. It's fine. But the thing about Naoya's scaling in that part of the series is that Maki beforehand can't really react to her. But awakened Maki beats the shit out of Naoya, dog. Like, absolutely destroys Naoya. Like, I'll pull up the manga right now, too, but, like, it's not even close after Maki is awakened. So, Maki is way higher, and Maki isn't even a top tier dog. Like, Yuji's faster than her, Kashimo, obviously. Sukuna's way faster than her. Sukuna, like, black flashed her, dog. Like, those characters are way more powerful than fucking Mach 3 Maki. It's fine, though. It's fine. It's a mistake a lot of people make. I don't necessarily hold it against you.
Pretty much just puts a handicap on the rest of the series as a result of that.
I would like to mention, if we used that kind of scaling, let's see. If we used that, then, you know, Dragon Ball would kind of be like really weak. Just saying.
Making it worse is the fact that the author of the series, Gege, even admits and pretty much just calls out how inconsistent the speed is in his own series.
Yeah, you could use this for Wank, by the way. I used this for infinite JJK. Infinite speed JJK. Like, the author said it. He's like, oh, death of the author. Yeah, well, guess what? I have the author on my side and you don't. Get wrecked.
It's just really bad. But, once again, since I'm feeling generous, I'll be including his Wank high ends for speed. One of the ways that you could potentially upscale Sukuna's speed is by comparing him to Hikari, who was able to dodge lightning. And yes, I am aware that the speed has some context that might not make it as impressive as it seems, but we'll just ignore that for now. Using calculations, it's been determined that the speed will fall anywhere from Mach 2600 all the way to...
The 13 people watching, what the fuck? The Hikari feat isn't as impressive as people really make it out to be. Honestly, the Toji feat in the anime is just objectively better in my opinion, but you could go either or.
Mach 6,800.
Kid Buu versus Buhan. Dog, Kid Buu annihilates that scrub. What are you talking about? 11 people watching. Shit, dog. Fucking.
Or in layman's terms, this is approaching 1% the speed of light. And since Sukuna massively upscales both Kashimo and Hikari in his true form, this would likely be enough to get him into these sub-relativistic ranges of speed. There are other feats in the anime, like Toji being able to dodge a Shinigani's lightning, which also gets to those sub-relativistic ranges.
Yeah, there we are. This is just a better feat in my opinion, objectively, but whatever.
But as I've already explained before, those are pretty contradictory to the lore and take stuff pretty much entirely out of context.
Not really. I mean, that's why I like the Toji feat, because it's kind of really objective.
So, after all that, where does Sukuna scale? As for his attack potency, he's anywhere from multi-city block at a low ball to mountain level at a mid ball, and a high ball at island level to even country level using Wank. And as for his speed, he's anywhere from supersonic to hypersonic at a low ball, high hypersonic at a mid ball, and massively hypersonic to sub-relativistic at a high ball. With stats like these, it's no wonder that Sukuna was able to rule over the Heian era hundreds of years ago. But how will he fare in the modern day against Adventure Bay's mightiest heroes? Let's find out. Now, before we get into the...
Doug, okay. Low-key, I'm not that interested in the fucking Paw Patrol scaling.
Probably clarify which version of them we're using, since, well, there's several different versions of the team. For this discussion, we'll be using the Mighty Pups, or the version of the Paw Patrol that got superpowers. Yeah.
Dog, this is crazy. This is insane. Okay, so the stream isn't on live support anymore. We're at like 18 viewers, and that's fine. But that's crazy.
You didn't know the Paw Patrol got superpowers? Catch up on Paw Patrol lore, nerd. The reason that I picked the Mighty Pups is, well, not only because it's more of a thematically fitting matchup since Sukuna would fit the villain archetype that the pups would be tasked to take down, but also the Mighty Pups are the only real version of the Paw Patrol that have any notable feats to my knowledge. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you that the Paw Patrol normally aren't even remotely tickling Sukuna's ballsack. So for this...
Tickling what? What? That's a wild statement, dog. I'll have to look into that right there. But whatever.
We'll only be using the main 7 members of the Mighty Pups: Chase, Sky, Marshall, Rubble, Liberty, Zuma, and Rocky. So we're not including the pups that have maybe one appearance in one episode and then just don't appear again. So we're not including Everest, the Mighty Twins, or the Junior Patrollers as, well, what are the Junior Patrollers gonna do, dog? Let's start with their attack potency, and as weird as this is gonna sound, the Paw Patrol can consistently get to the city block level ranges.
I mean, I don't... Toji tanked it, then moved. What are you talking about, dog? Nah, Toji moved, pretty clearly. I think you're just on crack. Toji moved out of the way of that lightning, dog. I don't... Whatever.
Among these city block to multi-city block level feats that all the pups should scale to include Marshall being able to melt a massive ice wall, which gets to around 18 tons of TNT. This is consistent with
Why is the firefighter pup shooting fire? Like, I get why, but like why?
feats like Sky and Liberty being able to resist the pull of a literal black hole. And while them being so far away from the black hole doesn't mean they scale to like multi-continental or planetary or whatever, them being able to resist that pull, even being that far away, still results in around 95 tons of TNT on their part, or around city block level. Now, before we continue any further, I would just like to clarify something about the pups scaling to each other. It is true that some of the pups are more specialized in certain aspects than others, like Chase having better travel speed or Sky and Rubble being stronger in terms of lifting strength. However, that does not mean that they aren't comparable in overall attack potency and reaction speed. All of the pups have not only shown comparable levels of strength, but also comparable levels of speed.
Okay, here's my question. Would the Paw Patrol realistically just like punch Sukuna? That's my question, because honestly, I don't think they would. Like, in character. Maybe you're going to argue out of character, but in character, I'm going to be real with you. They're not just going to, like, punch Sukuna or something. I'm going to be fully honest with you.
When facing stuff like Harold and his robot, the copycat, Victoria Vance, and more. It also just makes sense numerically that they should be comparable to one another, as nowadays, and in the Mighty Pups movie, they all have 7 crystals that are divided amongst each of them via the meat.
Oh yeah, you never answered my question, Ty Gray. Did you do this yourself? Are you just like a great editor secretly? Like...
meteor. It just doesn't really make much sense to say that like one meteor fragment gives proportionally more power than the other, especially since the main theme of the series is literally working together. Now that I've spent the last minute overanalyzing the inverse of a show made for literal toddlers, let's get into their higher ends of power. Starting off with their mid-ends, you have characters like Sky.
Nah, dog, that's awesome. 100%. Like, analyze the power scaling for the Paw Patrol. Maybe you can do Thomas next.
Generate extremely violent thunderstorms on a whim. Now, the output of a thunderstorm and or lightning storm can vary heavily depending on the situation, but generally speaking, a thunderstorm and or lightning storm can reach anywhere from small city level to small city level plus. But considering how violent the lightning storm looks in this shot, I would reach more towards it being in the small city level plus ranges instead of just small city level. Believe it or not, there are actually higher levels of power displayed within this same episode. A few minutes prior to this, Chase was able to deflect a massive meteor using his sonic arc attack. And we can actually get a pretty good size estimate of the meteor using statements in the episode. Sky describes the meteor as this. This is backed up by Rubble saying pretty much the exact same thing earlier. Based on how the sentence is worded, I would lean more towards her referring to, like...
You edited it all yourself, man. Dog, maybe you should edit for me, dog. Like, how much do you charge? Low key, like if I give you, like, 10 minutes of audio, what can you cook? Dog bites are more effective than punches. But to be fair, you know, like... Well, okay, would they even bite in character? Like, do they bite? Low key, like I don't know if they would. like Sukuna's just sitting there and he's like killing people, and the pups are like, "Damn, what are we gonna do?" He's hurting people. Quick, Chase, shoot him with your lightning.
Like its actual size rather than its yield of energy per se. So taking this literally, in order to actually cover all of Adventure Bay, it would have to be several hundred meters in circumference, with the kinetic energy of such a massive meteor getting to around large mountain levels of energy. And since Chase was not only able to stop it, but also send it back into space, this would make him, and by proxy the rest of the pups, around large mountain level. As for speed...
Large mountain! Oh goodness, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, dog. I won't even lie. That's kind of cooking like half of, like most of JJK.
The pups have multiple hypersonic to high hypersonic speed implications.
My bad. That was me.
At bare minimum. One of those hypersonic feats being where Chase was able to run around all of Adventure Bay in less time than it took a tennis ball to drop to the ground. In order to do this, Chase would have had to have been moving at speeds of around Mach 3.4. For reference, that's faster than the SR-71 Blackbird. Yes, this dog from a show for preschoolers can outrun the fastest jet ever made. As for them being
honestly
high hypersonic,
like low-key, I'm gonna be real with you. That's not even that surprising. Like honestly, like most kid shows honestly have crazy feats. Like
you have Chase being able to react to a meteor, which we just went over a few minutes ago. Meteors typically enter the atmosphere at anywhere from Mach 32 all the way up to Mach 87, so being able to react to these speeds would make him and the rest of the pups around high hypersonic. Believe it or not, reacting to meteors is actually really consistent for the Paw Patrol, but I'll get into that later. You also have stuff like Sky being able to fly into space, which means she can reach escape velocity, but that just further backs up high hypersonic even more if you didn't believe it already. However, you could actually get them to be even faster. When fighting Harold and his robot, all of the pups were able to dodge out of the way of his teleportation beam. And I do believe this beam to actually be light for several reasons. 1, it travels in a straight line like all light should. 2, it doesn't explode on impact like most plasma beams would. And 3, it just looks like it's being fired from a straight up satellite disk. So saying
I mean, like, the EM waves for Sukuna. Like, you didn't even bring that up, dog. Like, whatever.
This beam does move at the speed of light. In order to dodge it in the way that they did, would require speeds of around 3.5 times the speed of light in order to do.
So
Yeah, like, Sukuna's EM waves feat is way better than that. Like, you can argue it's like 7 times faster than light, and that was a near-death Sukuna. Like, whatever, man. Anything for the agenda, you know. The video title is funny, but whatever.
Using the show, they can get anywhere from city block level to small city level to even large mountain level in terms of attack potency, with hypersonic to high hypersonic, and even potentially faster than light combat and reaction speeds. But we're not done yet. There's still one piece of media regarding the Mighty Pups that we have to go over. Let's talk about Paw Patrol, the Mighty movie. Aside from being a surprisingly good movie, all things considered, it also gave us a lot of material that would massively upscale the Paw Patrol. The leading villain of the film, Victoria Vance, confirms that the crystals are stronger than any power source known on Earth. If we were to take this hyper literally, then this means that the crystals would upscale stuff like massive electrical generators and even nuclear power plants. But that alone is kind of hard to quantify, so instead let's just use the feats in the film. Using all 7 crystals, Victoria Vance was able to power a beam that was able to reach the edge of the solar system in a little over 10 seconds. Assuming that this is the Kuiper Belt, which it should be given that the beam was able to pass the gas giants in our solar system, the speed of the beam would clock in at anywhere from 1,000 times the speed of light all the way up to 1,500 times the speed of light.
and even if you don't buy this line of
Damn, okay, that's better. You gonna make a video scaling End of Z Goku? Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make an End of Z Goku video. It's gonna go video I'm working on now. Broly video might do the End of Z Goku video before GT versus Super, just so I kind of don't have to cover too much in that one. But yeah.
of scaling for whatever reason, all of the pups have been able to react to Victoria Vance's attacks while she was
No, you cannot say the N-word. What are you talking about? I bring up the Kashimo stuff later. Okay, well that's fine. 13 people. Damn, that hurt my soul.
massively amped by 6 out of the 7 crystals,
So they would just scale to the speed of the beam regardless. What's arguably even more impressive, however, is their attack potency. Using those same crystals, Victoria Vance was able to pull a massive cluster of meteors all the way from the Kuiper Belt to the Earth in under 24 hours. Assuming a travel time of about 16 hours, which makes sense given that it's very late into the night when Sky discovers her lair, and the meteors arrive when the sun is almost setting the next day, this means that the meteors will be traveling at about 25% the speed of light. And because they're traveling at such...
I'm gonna be real with you, dog. This kind of gets into, like, Sukuna versus Mordecai and Rigby or whatever, but, like, there's no point in this. Like 100%, I respect the hustle. You know, 13K views for a channel at 400 subscribers. That's pretty good. That's good shit. 100% props, but at the same time, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what's the point? Like, if I did Aizen versus Caillou, no shit, Aizen's gonna murder him. Or if I did, like, let's see, if I did, like, Word Girl versus Homelander, like, duh, Homelander loses. There's no point. Watch 3 Moist Critical videos. Whatever. Pick Moist over me, I guess. Fucking...
such insane velocity, they have an immense amount of kinetic energy behind them, with the largest meteor of the entire cluster being calculated to have a radius of over 21 kilometers. Because such a massive object is moving at literally 25%
Fat Boo
the speed
versus
of...
Saitama? Honestly, Saitama might unironically got that. Except for the fact that Fat Boo has infinite speed, but, you know, speed isn't just, you know. Speed isn't just the only thing that, like, makes a fight.
light, the kinetic energy of the meteor would come out to around 2.6 to the 31 power joules, or 6.2 zetatons of TNT.
Small planetary, dog. That's, like, no shit. Fucking whatever, dog. I don't...
And yes, all of the pups should scale to this simply because of the fact that the crystals that they use to get their powers were responsible for the creation of that meteor's kinetic energy to begin with. But there is a bit of a catch. You see, we can't just slap that 6.2 zettaton value on all 7 of the pups simply because of the fact that it took all 7 crystals to get that value in the first place. So dividing this value by 7, we get that the pups would be able to output 886 exatons of TNT individually, which is still small planetary.
Just for comparison on how utterly ridiculous this value is, allow me to introduce the Tsar Bomba, the strongest nuclear weapon ever detonated, at least that we know of.
I mean, hey, you do whatever you want, man, but, like, if you're gonna pick, if you're picking Moist over me, I don't, like, maybe, but...
This bomb exploded with a yield of about 50 megatons of TNT. Now compare that to each of the pups being able to output 886 exatons of TNT, and a single punch from someone like Sky would be 17,721,820,000,000 times stronger than the Tsar Bomba. So, using the Mighty movie, the Mighty Pups would have small planetary attack potency with massively faster than light combat and reaction speeds.
Now that we've finally...
Yeah, I'm pulling out large planetary and infinite speed Sukuna for this.
Skilled the Paw Patrol, let's see if they have what it takes to take down the almighty King of Curses, Ryomen, Sukuna. Now, the most surprising thing about this is that if you take specifically the TV show version of the Mighty Pups and use only that version, this is actually pretty debatable. Sukuna would be stronger than them by a pretty decent margin, as Sukuna can be argued to reach deeper into those large mountain to even island level tiers of power, but the pups still aren't that far behind him, as they too can reach large mountain level. So while they are weaker, their physical blows would still be able to hurt him, just not that much in the grand scheme of things. There's also his numerous other abilities that we have to take into account, like his cleave and dismantle, his world cutting slash, his fire arrow, and of course, his domain expansion. If Sukuna were to successfully catch them in a domain expansion, then the pups might just be cooked. This is not only because Sukuna's slashes are completely invisible to the untrained eye, but it also is a guaranteed hit if you are caught in his domain expansion. Keyword being if, however. The pups would actually be considerably faster than Sukuna, as they not only can be argued to be far
Lies, but you know, whatever.
higher into those high hypersonic
I
range.
cover the Kashimo stuff later.
But they can also reach several times faster than light. Meanwhile, Sukuna is at absolute best, massively hypersonic to subrelativistic, using several feats that are pretty contradictory to JJK's own story. So they would be able to dodge most of Sukuna's attacks. I say most because, once again, Sukuna's cleave and dismantle is invisible, so they would definitely get hit sometimes, even if they are considerably faster. This is honestly one of the closest matchups I've ever covered, but if I had to pick a side, I would say Sukuna wins more times than not. As while you could argue the pups would be able to wear him down over time with their far superior speed and generally comparable attack potency, Sukuna would still be damaging them far more than they're damaging him. So you could make the case that Sukuna would just be able to whittle their numbers down if he got several lucky hits in. And I do see the latter.
Like, when it comes to videos like this only pushes me further into the JJK wank rabbit hole, dog. Like, if I can be completely honest with you. Planetary JJK sounds objectively wrong. You know what? Next stream is JJK. Next stream is Planetary JJK. Next stream is going to be like a reaction stream, but no, I gotta defend JJK for a stream, so I'll just let you know. I've never lost a Planetary JJK debate. Ever. People have like stopped responding, and it's kind of like a stalemate, but in terms of like objectively losing, I've never lost one.
A scenario playing out more often than not when you consider Sukuna's insane regeneration and stamina. So with all this in mind, I do believe that Sukuna would win, however with high to extreme difficulty. But
I'd personally say mid-diff with your scaling, but whatever.
if you include the Mighty movie, oh my god, Sukuna better be using his last few minutes to pray. The pups in the Mighty movie are, no exaggeration, billions of times stronger and tens of thousands of times faster. Even if we were to grant Sukuna country levels of attack potency and faster than light scaling using Kashimo, it just would not matter. Not only would they be able to easily dodge literally all of Sukuna's attacks, but it does not even matter if his slashes are invisible because they literally would never hurt them. Even if Sukuna were to pop off a domain expansion, a stat and durability difference of billions of times over means that the pups could literally just stand there and act like nothing's happening.
You know, funny thing about this meme, that's actually Gray Fox. That's not Raiden, so.
The only possible argument you can make for Sukuna here is world cutting slash, but even then, as proven by EoZ in the manga, it's very much survivable, even if it does cut through space. So yeah, against the movie version of the Mighty Pups, Sukuna has basically no win cons. He's slower, he's weaker, and his
What is Z Goku's most consistent and believable scaling? This is my opinion, right? Z Goku is stated to be the strongest character in the universe by Akira Toriyama. So he's at least above characters like, like Ultimate Gohan, right? Like bare minimum. You can push this a little bit, though. You can push it to be any character in the manga, period, which is actually backed up by his fight with Oob. Oob should be relative, if not stronger than Kid Buu, who was able to hold back a maximum power spirit bomb, which should be stronger than Vegito. So you could argue Z Goku is stronger than Vegito from the Buu Saga. You can push this further if you include Dragon Ball Super, though. And that gets Goku above characters like Beerus and Whis. And you can get Goku even further than that if you assume that Akira Toriyama is talking about anyone in the manga, period, which gets him above characters like the Grand Priest. But even then, you can push him higher, because even without all that, you can argue Goku, based on that statement, is stronger than Arale, who is like high hyper. So yeah. Z Goku should be anywhere from like 4D to high hyper, honestly. Like low outer. You could even argue low outer for Z Goku, Because Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is a transcendental, like, MUI is a transcendental increase. So Goku goes from fighting pretty pitched with Arale in the filler episode, making Blue Goku high hyper, to transcending that with MUI. So that's low outer, and then NZ Goku scales above that, debatably as the Super Saiyan 3. So low outer, honestly.
Attacks just wouldn't really work simply because of that massive stack gap. I hope y'all were able to get a kick out of the realization that a group of puppies.
This was an entertaining video, 100%. Obviously, if I was putting Sukuna up against these kind of guys, I'd use the higher metas for him, but hope I post more. I'll post more when I can work on my videos more, but yeah. There should be a video coming out Friday. It's just going to be like a 10-minute video. Deku versus JJK. There's like a little sneak peek, but actually, you know what? Let's Canva. I kind of want to take YouTube more seriously, so that's why I've been streaming so much. But yeah, here's a little sneak peek for you guys on the next video. You could argue and debate and theorize about whatever this is supposed to mean, but, you know, there you are. But yeah, Mr. Ty Gray, I'd love to do something with you one day, honestly. Like let's see. Yeah. Like, honestly, I'd love to do something with you, like, video-wise. You know, if you're open to like editing, like low key, like if I can get you that Deku versus JJK audio by tomorrow, do you think you could, like, I'm not asking if you like you don't have to, but like low key, like, name your price and I'll do it. But you know, whatever. Video was good, you know. Video was solid, well put together, well edited, 100%. He's only low outer, it transcends high. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because Arale is high hyper. No, that's hyperverse. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna kick your fucking. High hyper is transcending infinite dimension, not transcending, but high hyper is infinite dimensionality, dog. That's what high hyper is. And I'll pull up fucking versus battle. But you shut. I know what I'm talking about. What?
From a show for preschoolers would be able to beat the absolute brakes off of someone as malevolent and violent as Sukuna. Because I know I sure did. The Mighty Pups win.
You're gonna go watch Moisty now. You're gonna go watch Mid now. Fucking. But yeah, that was a good video. 100%. You use Canva for your thumbnails? Yeah, it's free, dog. Like, am I not allowed to use free things? I love free. Like, I don't like spending money. Spending money poopy. You can't, man. Okay, fair enough. I was really hoping I could kind of laze it out, but whatever. I guess I'll go into crunch time. Even Battle of Gods Goku has high hyper statements. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't, dog. Super dimensional, that just means +1 for the dimensionality. That doesn't mean, like, infinite dimensions, dog. Yes, I called Moist mid. What are you talking about, dog? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit. Oh, why can't I get high? But yeah. You disliked Bowser versus Eggman's waiting period. What does that even mean? What does that even mean, dog? Is Sonic one-shotting the Precious Stone out or scaling if creating Imaginary World is high hyper? It's not. What are you talking about? Imaginary World is like 5D, dog. Like, okay, there's a difference between infinite dimensions and infinite dimensionality, okay? Infinite dimensions can just simply refer to infinite alternate realities. That is different from alternate higher dimensions. Goku can one-shot the dog. Y'all need to get out of here, man. Y'all need to... Stated by Koyama. Was it on Twitter? Because those statements aren't valid. I hate the fucking Koyama Twitter statements, dog. Like, those are... Like, if they don't contradict anything in the store, in the story, like, that's fine. But at the same time... I can't with you people, dog. End of Z Goku versus End of GT Goku. End of GT Goku beats him, like, honestly, like... unless you kind of don't buy into the Taoism transcendence kind of scaling, in which case it's, I still think End of GT Goku would win, but it is a little, you know, you kind of got to fight for the scaling a little bit more. No, yeah. I imagine the Bowser Doom posting was really annoying. Honestly, like, low-key, I'd just, like, punch those... Oh goodness, what is that? Oh, money. Yeah, low-key, I just kind of, like... I just, like, beat the shit out of them. Nah, don't do that. I don't, like, physically hurt people, but at the same time, you know. Okay, at least I'm peak 2, you know. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for tuning in, Mr. Forgot your name already, but you know. Okay, so we're all on board with the end of GT, not end of GT, but the end of Z Goku agenda. You know, stronger than Broly. Cap, you aren't peak. What the Nah, dog. I'm the peak. I'm the best fucking... I'll mog any power scaler, dog. Low key, like... You put me in front of anyone, I'll annihilate their fucking whole channel.
No,
My bad. I don't know what that was. I gotta be honest with you. I might be able to edit it next week, but I'll keep the offer in mind. By that point, I'll probably be working on my Broly Glaze video, but, you know, I might make something else. Something a little, like a bite-sized little... Might do Goku versus... Not Goku, but Cell versus Bojack, you know, if you're interested. but you know. 12 people watching, damn. Drip Sauce and Zeta above me? Dog, what are you talking about? Middle track? Nah, dog. Who are these people? Who are these that you're saying are better than me? Like Drip Sauce? Nah. Zeta? Zeta's fine, you know. Zeta's pretty good. Middle track? Who even is middle track, dog? Like, who are these random people? You're gonna say Super Saiyan Ryu's better than me next, aren't you? Middle track makes videos. Okay, middle track makes some videos. Oh, middle track did that like Solar Teen Goku video that I watched a little while ago. That was funny. I hope he's doing well for himself though. Yeah, he's been posting some videos, you know. Homelander versus Berserk. That's actually a little more interesting than you'd probably think, but you know, obviously he still gets torn apart by most of the verse. Literally everyone is better than me. Ah, hell nah. Ah, hell nah. Oh, wow. There's no way. Y'all are insane. Y'all are crazy. Have you seen the terrible Cell versus Metal Sonic video by Fan Battle? Yeah, and I'm not reacting to it either. Obviously, you know, like, you know, it's something, you know, but nah, I see no point in really reacting to that. Their authority is even less than Death Battle's, so I see no point in it. That's just me, though. No, yeah, Solar Teen Goku. Solar System Teen Goku. Hardly even a joke, honestly. Like that's just what that guy said. But, you know, yeah, you can. Yeah, that's just my opinion, though. Have you done a video on Dragon Ball Heroes? No, I haven't. Dragon Ball Heroes is boring, dog. Like, everyone scales to each other. There's no, like, inverse. It's all, like everyone's complex multi or something, dog. Like, it's boring. The Egg Dragoon? Moro did what he could, you know. There's only so much that you can really do with that kind of stuff. But, you know, it is fair. Galaxy level Raditz. Honestly, you could... there's probably some argument out there for Galaxy level Raditz, though. I don't know why you wouldn't just jump to, like, you know, Universal or whatever, but... Dragon Ball Battle IQ. Let's see. In terms of battle IQ, probably not Goku. Goku, dog. Like, I don't. Like Goku, low key. Goku is the strongest character in all of fiction. Goku solos. You can't name me one character that beats Goku. Yeah, Goku has infinite battle IQ, 100%. Not even a question. You sure glaze Sukuna? Are you Urume? Dog, I get people asking me if I'm Koyama. I get questions asking me if I'm like fucking. Nah, I don't. I'm not Urime or Urama. Uru. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but or his. What even is it? It's an it now. It. I don't know how you pronounce it, but. I don't like how you talk to chat like we're in a kid's YouTube video, lol. Dog, what are you talking about? Maybe don't say silly things, like... Are you Goji Chronic? Get me in a room with Goji, honestly. If someone could set something up, like, low-key. We're probably going to be ending stream soon. I think I've made my point. End of Z Goku is the strongest character in Dragon Ball, objectively speaking. Nah, it's not that you're children. Y'all just say some silly things sometimes. And I'm like, dog, like maybe leave this to me, like. Stop right there. Stop. You violated the law. You also sounded sarcastic. What do you mean sarcastic? Like, I'm hard, like... I could tell Goji Chronic reads versus battle. So I think that's where he gets most of his stuff. But yeah, like, I'm not I'm not out here to treat you guys like children. Just you guys say silly things. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like... Man, what do you mean high hyper is 12D? Nah. If you read versus battle, it says high hyper is like infinite dimensions, dog. Thank you for the hearts. The hearts are really nice. I love the hearts. Can MUI Goku beat an atom of base form Sonic? Honestly, End of Z Goku can probably throw hands with Sonic, like, low-key. That's why the Sonic fan comic, or the Sonic vs. Goku fan manga, that's why it was End of Z, because, you know, that's the strongest version of Goku. Much love to you, brother. Thank you, Mr. Excellent. How are you a Shadow and Sonic fan saying that Canon Goku can solo all of fiction? I know you think... Nah, dog. End of Z Goku's just him. I'm dreading Hulk versus Godzilla's waiting period. Is there going to be a Hulk versus Godzilla death battle? Because if so, that's a little silly, but, you know, to each their own. Nah, don't get me wrong. Sonic still beats Goku, but y'all are wild, and if you think it's like, if you think End of Z Goku is like gonna go down like a bitch or something. It's kind of difficult for me to really articulate what I think about Hulk versus Godzilla, Hulk versus Godzilla. Because if Hulk wins, you know, annoying Marvel fans. But you know, if Godzilla wins, then you know, annoying ass Godzilla fans. Just be like, oh, they beat Goku. Well, Godzilla beats Goku. Godzilla beats Goku. Godzilla don't beat Goku. I'm dead tomorrow. Oh, okay. Okay, you're talking about someone else. Don't threaten people with death. That's pretty cringe, but, you know, other than that, go off. Is Outer Sonic more consistent than Outer Dragon Ball? I don't know. I know. Okay, actually, let me actually do my job for a second here instead of just acting like a tired, grumpy old man. Outer Sonic has more evidence supporting it, but Outer Dragon Ball is honestly more believable depending on how you who you ask. But honestly, I don't think either are necessarily Outer. I think both of them are pretty like solidly in that kind of complex, multiversal to high hyper tier. I just had to lock in and do my job for once. Let's see. Some Outer Sonic feats. It mainly comes down to cosmology stuff. Sonic scaling above the cosmology. You know, that kind of stuff. Goku versus Rick. Do you mean Rick Sanchez or, you know? Hulk should win, but if Death Battle uses novelizations, unfortunate Godzilla W. It's not unfortunate, dog. I don't want either side to win. Low key, gotta be honest with you. My life would be so much happier if both died. Like, yeah. I'll jump from the rooftops, dog. Like I'll run around like all happy and shit, man. Like low key. Okay, prove that Heroes is canon or not canon. Prove that Heroes is Outer. You know, because low key people be like wildin', man. People be saying anything's Outer these days with like no evidence. Get me a legit no shit scale for Heroes and CC Goku, or Heroes and Xenoverse being Outer, you know, and then maybe, you know, maybe I'll kind of entertain that, but, you know. Wally is easier, strong. Get me a consistent Wally scale, like, dog. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are always like, oh, this guy beats this guy. Oh, this guy beats that guy. Oh, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, okay, prove that. Like, can you actually give me like a consistent good scale for those people? You can't. Like, almost never. How strong is Sonic's cosmology? You can argue it anywhere from like 6D to like 20D to Outer easily, or like even like fucking Boundless, dog, like low key. Let's see. It's it mainly the Sonic cosmology scale. It mainly boils down to things that like are outside of time and space, or outside of time, or you know, other kind of stuff like that. Very similar. Kind of. Let's see. Spaces that like transcend time and space, characters that exist outside time and space, you know, that kind of stuff, that kind of shit. Why let's see. The Darkest Night versus dog. I can't believe you don't respect the time nest arguments. Get me the time nest arguments then, dog. Like, low key. Like, do they exist? Are they good? Are they bad? Like, low-key, people really be saying, like, anything's outer, and just be like, oh, I said it's outer. Come on, guys, it's commonly outer. Nah, shut the fuck up, dog. Come on, guys, everyone thinks it's outer. Shut the fuck up. The Darkest Night versus Sonic and Goku. Sonic and Goku got that, man. Fuck DC. Fuck Marvel. Fuck DC. Fuck Marvel. You know, get me consistent skills, and then maybe, you know? 100 unremarkable is such a mood. Am I? Do I be moodin'? My mood is tired, dog. My mood is sleepy. My mood is honestly. I just need like I need things. I need interesting things. Hold on. So what exactly happened in the Sonic versus in the Sonic DC crossover? Like, did they get turned into those characters or what? Like, did they fuse or like what happened there? 'Cause dude, Grug transcends fiction. I call this transcendental limit break. Rhymes with Grug. Z Goku is a video game character destroying characters in the video game that can destroy the real world. Dude, that's just like +1 to the cosmology. You would need to prove that that's like objectively, like infinitely higher, dimensionally speaking. Like just because it's true for one world, it doesn't mean it's true for all of them. Okay, that's probably end of stream, low key. I don't got much to say. Doesn't matter because the crossover is non-canon. Even if it, dog, it is canon. What are you talking about? Do I have to make a stream about that? You guys are crazy, honestly. Like, whatever. Whatever. Other than that, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching, and